Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Meyer, and today I will be presenting the final assignment for Advanced Nutrition Research, or APN 775. The conference I will be presenting to is Society for Nutrition Education and Behavior. The title of this proposed research is Change in Eating Disorder Knowledge and Attitude Scores Amongst Mothers of an Adolescent Daughter with an Eating Disorder. Eating disorders are amongst one of the deadliest mental health illnesses. They're secondary to opioid overdose. There's at least 10,000 deaths each year as a direct result from eating disorders. Female adolescent eating disorder rates have increased dramatically over the past 3 years and have the highest prevalence rate. Social media usage has increased over the last decade in terms of usage by adolescent females. Society is a major factor that drives an eating disorder, just from the expectations that one can put on themselves. But other factors that drive eating disorders include bullying, body image, and family. It's important to note that parents are the first to influence their child's body image, relationship with food, and eating behaviors. It has been noted that support can dramatically improve one's recovery with their eating disorder, especially at an adolescent level where there's not much support other than their home and their friends. It's really important to get the parents involved in their eating disorder recovery. However, it's essential that basic nutrition education is provided to families with an adolescent who has an eating disorder. Parents can improve and positively influence their child's view on body image and overall eating behaviors. There have been few nutrition education interventions that have targeted parents of an adolescent with an eating disorder. Of course, parents want the best for their child, and they may not be aware of the influence that they're placing on their child's eating behaviors or body image. However, parents may not know how to go about speaking to their child, or there may be a lack of knowledge regarding eating disorders. This study aims to evaluate a virtual group nutrition education intervention that is targeted for mothers of an adolescent with an eating disorder. The intention of this study is to improve mothers' nutrition knowledge, eating disorder knowledge, and increase support for their daughter during eating disorder treatment and recovery. This proposed study is a qualitative observational study. Pre- and post-intervention knowledge and attitude scores will be evaluated through semi-structured interviews, questionnaires, and survey results. This study will evaluate a nutrition education intervention. There will be a sample size of 57 participants should they meet inclusion criteria. HIPAA-compliant platform called DocuSign will be used for consents. The intervention includes virtual nutrition education sessions. These sessions will be provided virtually via Zoom by a registered dietitian. The group will meet virtually 5 times, which will include 5 nutrition and body image topics that adolescent girls with an eating disorder are sensitive to, which include the following: healthy eating, weight stigma, mental health literacy, which will include educating the parents on what language to use when they're speaking to their child regarding food, body image, or their eating disorder. In body image and media, and mealtime, family, and dynamics. The healthy eating education class will include nutrition education on what a balanced diet looks like, and also the importance of incorporating fun foods in moderation and avoiding the terminology good versus bad foods. Weight stigma education will include educating the parents on the influence of society and weight in their peers, and also any behaviors going on at home that can influence the weight stigma, such as using scales. So it will be discouraged to have scales around the house. I mentioned that mental health literacy will include the language needed for these clients, as they're very sensitive to wording, and it's important to make sure that they are not triggering their child to engage in eating disorder behaviors. Body image and media education will include how much of an influence social media has on their body image, comparison to their friends or celebrities in society, and ensuring that there's no negative body image talk at home. Education will be provided on how to respond to their child's comments regarding any body image or appearance-related comments. The mealtime and family dynamics education session will include educating the parents on how important it is to have mealtime with their child. Education will be provided on how to better support their child during mealtime, such as ensuring that the child is feeling comfortable and not too pressured around their meals, as mealtime and being around food is very anxiety-provoking for one with an eating disorder. Pre- and post-intervention knowledge and attitude scores will be evaluated through semi-structured interviews, questionnaires, and survey results. The questionnaires and survey results will be conducted via SurveyMonkey. Interviews will be conducted virtually via Zoom post-intervention. Survey questions will be derived and modified from a previous study known as the Eating Attitude Test 26, and also a 20-item questionnaire from a previous study derived from the National Eating Disorder Association. I do have handouts that I will be providing at the end of the session, include an example of the questionnaires and surveys. These participants will not experience any risk beyond everyday activities. There may be minimal risk with increased anxiety and depression among participants in this study, as they may be overwhelmed with the information they receive and how to better support their daughter's recovery with the eating disorder. This study does not represent more than minimal risk. It's anticipated that the results of this study conclude that there will be a significant difference in knowledge and attitude scores pre- and post-intervention. The null hypothesis will be rejected, and the results of this research will establish a significant difference between knowledge and attitude scores pre- and post-nutrition education intervention. It will result in an increase in nutrition knowledge, an increase in understanding of eating disorders, and enhanced support for their daughters during recovery. The data will be reported aggregately. Providing nutrition interventions to parents of an adolescent with an eating disorder, they now have the knowledge and the skills and the tools to be able to improve and positively influence their child's view on body image and overall eating behaviors. Not only does this study positively influence their child going through recovery, but it also provides support for the mother, as we are sure that they want to help their daughter and care for them, but are unsure how to or how to go about doing so. There's been few nutrition education interventions that have targeted parents of an adolescent with an eating disorder. So this research will support the need for nutrition interventions for parents of an adolescent with an eating disorder. This research can be a tool for clinicians or any eating disorder clinic when they're working with adolescent females and working on increasing their support. Future research could include nutrition interventions targeted at spouses of maybe an older, either younger or older woman going through recovery, and how important it is that their spouse knows about their recovery for additional support. It's also with hopes that this research will increase awareness around the importance of providing the individual with support during their recovery process. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I'm going to leave about 3 to 5 minutes to answer any questions. If you are interested in any of the articles that supported this research or this proposed research, you can find them at the very end of my presentation.